Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Tonight we've got the Zelda 2 Randomizer Standard Tournament 2023. This is Game 3 of Round 2 between Ellendar and cstutor. Here on tracking, we've got TAH, and commentating, we have Mirai and Goblin. So I'm going to hand it over to the two of them, but I hope everyone enjoys the race.
Yes, hello everyone. In the booth tonight with Gob. Gob, how we doing?
Phantasmic. Hidey ho, neighborinos. Are you ready for some Zelda 2, kid?
Yeah, game 3 between these two. They did a back-to-back double header about a week ago or so, something like that. And Tudor took the first race, I believe. Ellendar came back, grabbed that second race, and forced a game 3. And well, here we are. Someone's going home tonight. Someone's moving on, and good luck to both of runners. I'm always on team close race, no matter what happens.
Absolutely. Hoping for something that isn't a blowout or somebody finds a lucky item that another person takes forever to get to. Let's have a nice, clean, but awful feed for all of us to enjoy.
Clean but awful. I second that. It always feels bad when you're a runner and there's all these shenanigans involved, and then you absolutely, without a doubt, feel like you're behind. But lo and behold, you and your opponent are doing the same dumb stuff and the same shenanigans, just maybe in a different order from each other. And yeah, at the end of it all, you finish a minute from each other when you thought you were for sure certain that your opponent was 10 minutes ahead of you.
Yeah, that's been done so many times. I think it's just the nature of every speed runner in the world. You always feel behind. Let's talk about how they got here real quick. Ellendar, of course, got the bye in the first round. He's the 6th seed. Tudor is the 11th seed. He took out yours truly very easily, I might add, by the way. And yeah, he's been grinding pretty hard, and he's looking pretty good. This is going to be an awesome match, I think.
Yeah, Tudor has been around since last year's standard tournament, I believe. I don't think he was in the 2022 Max Rando, but he was in the 2023 Max Rando tournament. And so this is his third tournament, if I'm not mistaken, overall here in Z2R. And again, like you say, he's been grinding it out. Ellendar has been around since stone tablets were in use to put the code for the randomizer into play. So he's been around for a while. He knows what's going on, and especially because he's had his dirty little fingers inside the code here recently, being the current maintainer of the rando.
Yeah, we should have started a prediction on how many times I get to yell at Ellendar for vanilla items or spells. He doesn't think I should get to yell at him for vanilla items, only spells. But lo and behold, he's in for a bad time because I'm going to yell at him no matter what. Well, looks like we got the countdown going, right?
Yeah, we should be started here in just a moment. And we're off.
Ellendar immediately cheating by starting his timer at minus 2.79.
Raru right off the bat here. We've got Reflect for free. One of our required spells for at least this flag set here.
Yeah, nice to get this one early. I mean, it's nice to get Thunder too, but this one, I feel like you're going to be using Reflect a lot earlier than you're going to be using Thunder, of course, because you only need to use it on Thunderbird, possibly. Nice to get it out of the way.
Yeah, it's like Thunder, as long as you can pinpoint where Thunder is, and if it's behind a spell item, you've got the rest of the game to play and get that item, and you can just route that in somewhere along the way. If you find P4 and you're willing to, you're gambling on like a Maze Island Palace or a Death Valley Palace that ends up being P4, you don't have Reflect, you're like, oh, damn it, and then I gotta go get Reflect from wherever it is right now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's our first hint, 1 of 4 hints. You can clarify for this for me because I'm not sure and I've been getting conflicting answers. We will get 4 hints if we get them all today. Is it 3 for quote-unquote items and 1 for like a container or bag, or is it 2 and 2?
It is 3 and 1.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, a major. It's so difficult to classify this because everyone's going to look at this differently. There's no real good way to classify it. It's obviously when you say major item, it's going to be when you bring open your spell book, the game's menu. Any of the items at the bottom there that show up, you'll get a hint for. Those are considered like major items there. So you get a hint for 3 of those, and then 1, like you say, small item, but could also be a heart or a magic container. And of course, magic containers could be used for progression in New Kasuto. So there's that little conflict of how do you portray magic container versus hammer in this case, So yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I think so, especially. Yeah, sometimes the hammer is absolutely useless, right? And the magic container could be the difference between casting thunder at magic 5 or 7 or something, right? So
exactly. It's kind of.
Ellendar. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to go ahead.
I was going to say Ellendar found Heart Container Cave, but backed out of it, and is not making his way through this magic container or medicine cave that Tutor made his way through to find a heart.
Yeah, I saw that. I wasn't really sure. I guess we'll find out again here shortly. I guess we're going back in. Maybe there was a red Dyra.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a red Dyra right in the third section here. I think.
Oh, this is Parappa here. Oh no, it's not. He up and ate. Oh, there must have been a small enemy at the front, and we just both jumped.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Over it. Yeah, Tutor's going to show us what it is right here. Is it? Oh, it's just the beanstalk. No, it might be a bouncing cat. I can't tell.
Yeah, there's like there's two enemies there. So, Red Dyra and something else there. Tutor just running past it.
Yeah, I like that play. Just nope out of that guy. If you happen to bump over him, just see you later if you die on the way out, or just up A, even better. I like that.
Yeah, I didn't see how much he was worth there. Sometimes it's worth. He could be worth as low as 50. I think as low as 50 in this. Yeah, as low as 50 in this flag set.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, 50 to 200, I believe. Yeah, Ellendar doing what Tutor decided not to. I'm kind of a little bit surprised, not super surprised, but deciding not to grind these guys. Only 70 though.
Yeah, we'll also see how those boots come into play if they do. I'm guessing we have a Caldera, potentially Caldera, vertical Caldera here on our west, but it could be a vanilla-like if there's more room to the east here.
Yeah, it's hard to say yet until we see more of it. Definitely not a dry or wet canyon. Oh, thunder here. Okay, so trophy possibly required unless we get fire thunder.
Yeah, it's going to be P1 trophy as well. We also saw the minor hint as well there. Forgot where that was, but it was for a magic container.
Oh, okay, so there we go. One.
There it is.
One big hint, one small hint, we'll call it. But magic container is the best small hint you can get, really.
It kind of is. It kind of is, unless it's maybe like Palace for like a P bag or a Link Doll or something, and then you won't be looking for like if it's P5, Guma sits on the Link Doll. It's like, all right, well, thankfully I don't need to concern myself with P5's layout beyond the boss at this point.
Yeah, you make a good point. Yeah, sometimes if you can get a super junk item in a big palette, it's also pretty valuable. Also, based on the thing for the hints that I didn't realize until a few weeks ago, I was told you can only get one hint per town. So you get the hint right away in the town, just walk on past the rest of the hint people.
Yeah. Magic container cave with a P bag, fat P bag, but it's a little busy to get through here. Hopefully Ellendar sticks to that. 500 points early on is kind of nice to have.
Yeah, never sad to see a big P bag in one of the first like 3 or 4 caves you check. It just kickstarts the levels. And sometimes the effectiveness of the level is so awful early that it makes a big difference. Wait, why are we yelling Ellendar? P-bag in that's a Madden container, Slime. We should know that. Play vanilla, my guy. Unless I missed a different cave, but
no, I think we're not vanilla just yet here. We do have 1-ups in the drop pool there, though.
That's Tutor died with a pea bag falling to the floor.
Oh no!
500. Oh no!
Yeah, we'll see that on Ellendar's side here in a moment. Then probably we'll get the gauge what that was.
Wow, I think that was 150 for the red or the orange Dyra. I think.
I'll take that. That's max roll in the oranges.
Yeah, I believe so. And I missed the spelling. Sorry, but here.
So did I. Yeah, 312 for Tutor here. Tutor really likes the power level attack, and he likes to keep himself as a glass cannon. Man, that can really, really catch you. Especially if your combat is not really on point or there's some really tricky stuff to get by in a palace or the Eastern continent or something. If you're bodying Lizalfos, it's like four bars of damage right now at life 2. He'll probably grab life 3, but that might be it that we'll see from him for a while as he power levels attack. But then again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll be forced to do something different here.
Yeah, from what I've watched of him, he does like to go Magic 2, Life 3, and then basically hard commit to power leveling no matter what. So we'll see if that causes any issues.
Oh, I say vertical caldera. I think we're looking at actually a horizontal caldera here.
Oh, 1 point for you. Maybe we'll give you half a point.
Half a point. I'll take it. I still could be wrong, though. Still could be wrong. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But we have it. It's very compact right here. There's a lot of stuff going on, which is what always makes you think caldera. Because, like, you know, the volcano on the east or the caldera on the west always takes up so much space. So you have to really jam-pack the other caves and towns in a very small space on each side of it. So that's why it's kind of, you kind of lean toward that call early on.
I believe we only have, if I'm tracking correctly, Trophy Cave is the only outstanding west cave left.
Yeah, and we haven't seen any boulder blocks just yet, so that hammer might just be used for spec rock if we're going to do a check at all with it.
In before there's a boulder block into the caldera.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. We did see a maze connection earlier, though, so I don't know where else that went. They both poked their head in. It was a cave from the west to the maze. They poked their head in, and we didn't get any other information beyond that. So we'll see what items we've got in the maze, what palace and everything sits there as well. So I think we've only seen 3/6 so far on the west.
Ooh, probably was a 500 P-bag. There's one that dropped from Tutor, so probably lamenting that drop early. It didn't have to be 500, but you always think when you see another one, oh man, come on. Okay, there's 200 in the pool too.
Yeah, I was trying to watch Ellendar's side. I wasn't sure how far he was behind in the drops there. That could have been the one that Tutor lost, was the 200 off the small enemy, but I don't know who's been killing more stuff at this point.
Alright, so I think that's the back of Fairy Cave on Tutor's side.
Yeah.
Ellendar finding the back of Jump Cave, so it looks like there's 2 connectors to take.
Yeah, which makes me now think vertical caldera, one-sided, top-side access Parappa Cave to get in there, probably.
Yeah, we still have 2 outstanding dungeons on the west to find, and Mido, which are probably going to be, obviously, on the north half. Oh, what was that in the maze? I missed that. It was so fast.
It was 2-5, but Ellendar did not check, and Tutor has not stepped in yet to check on his side, so we'll see if we go back.
We got a cave on the maze. Looks like no bridge, though, so we'll find that elsewhere. No raft either, unless it's at the bottom and we just didn't see it yet. Bottom left, but usually it's, I guess it can be anywhere on these items, right?
Yeah, it could be any of these edge tiles.
I'm looking at the bottom left, that's the only spot left. No, okay, so just a few cave connectors down for now.
And no, nobody's finding any drops. Just that looks like they're going to be in the northwest corner here.
Yeah, that's all that's left. It's just this upper left sort of third of Maze Island. Probably right next to each other. Okay, Tutor will tell us. Yeah, okay, 2 on the maze.
I think we got fire. Or no, we got something out of Saria. Was that life out of Saria? I think that was life out of Saria. Okay.
Yep.
All right, runners, we're going to need you to go to the northwest corner, please. Paging the runners, northwest corner. That's where your 2 items are. Tutor's going to be there first, I think.
Here we go. All right, the grass.
And the canoe.
The canoe. Obviously, Ellendar running the Final Fantasy I Ink Mage sprite. I actually really love the dagger stab animation on that sprite, to be honest.
Yeah, I always say it looks like a rabid chihuahua that's just kind of swinging away. It's just so wild. It looks so aggressive for us. Maybe it's just the mage not meant to be aggressive, but then you give him the opportunity to be aggressive, and all of a sudden it fits, but it just is different.
It's a fighter underneath just cosplaying as a mage.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
The enemies off.
Yeah, we're not getting... I was going to say the saddest thing here is we're not getting any Lizalfo kills, and I would like to see, personally, how much these Lizalfos are worth, because they're probably pretty juicy.
Well, the way Ellendar hit that red one, I think it's invulnerable. Don't
It could
quote
have
me
been,
on
yeah.
that.
So for all the maze shenanigans, they are right next to each other here. Oh, we might get a blue kill here.
There's a blue one.
Cast Reflect. Is Tutor leaving?
Yeah, I don't think he went for the item.
I think he might
just.
oh!
Last light. Oh my. Okay. Wow.
Medicine here. Not sure what that's going to lead to. I guess we can't cast Reflect at Magic 2. Kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I'm guessing, is Tutor on his last life? He didn't want to risk dying there? I mean...
Yeah, see? That's the power leveling. He wants the 980 for attack 4. That's the power leveling stretch. So now he kind of has to take a detour to get this level. He might go back to the palace, up an A, and then try for that drop again.
That makes sense. Yeah, these are the small little time losses that you hope to make up by power leveling and being super safe in GP, but... Wait, what?
So this is going to be our dud connector here. We're gonna have to go to the top side of that western caldera. And there's going to be a bridge or a raft up there.
Yep.
I'm hoping bridge to DM, but it's a river DM and they have the boots, so it doesn't really matter at this point. They can kind of just walk through it freely, check the rock, and then go to the opposite. Whether it's raft to DM or bridge to DM, it'll be the opposite to the east then from that point. But it'll still force them to walk a little bit. So there you go. Clean but awful is we're still on course for that.
So I think is Ellendar just going in with P2 just to get a level? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I like that. Welcome in, Raiders. Thanks for the raid, TDD. Got a game 3 matchup. It's gonna be a banger, as the kids say. Tutor is going through with the back of the jump, I think.
Yeah, and Ellendar is joining him here. Tutor's one screen ahead at this point. But Tutor doesn't know, he doesn't have the medicine. So if this is medicine for Fairy, or at a minimum jump out of Mito, that's going to be a downstep pickup for Ellendar at this point. And potentially Palace Logic.
That's scary to leave that there because, yeah, if it's, I mean, the medicine is kind of the one thing that can burn him, right? Because if he has to double dip and go back, you know, these connectors, either way, is 3 screens, and it takes some time to get through all this, especially without the candle.
Yeah, and then from Ellendar's side, he didn't check that cave on the maze, right? And if he did, and he stepped into DM for a moment, he didn't check that it goes nowhere. So if he saw it, he has this idea that it goes to DM, but at the same point in time, it doesn't go anywhere. So, but I guess he might be bailed out here because he's on the top side of the west, and he'll see the connected to the east and DM anyway.
We are runners getting the last item on the west, the prophesized magic container.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So that's it. So there's no key over here. Fairy could be in Mito, or seeing as we do have, again, it's going to be east or DM access at a minimum here off the west, and then east from there. So we'll be able to get around without a doubt.
Yeah, we just stoked for no. If it's an island east, it's super free. Well, there's 4. We got early reflect. I doubt we can cast it, although even well, we might be able to cast it with 5 jars, but Ellendar probably can with Magic 3 though.
Yeah, he might be able to. It might be 80 or below here.
But no key, no fairy. Obviously, definitely don't go in at this point. Wow, he's nubbing the fairy. Oh, there's our rat pal.
Perfect.
All right, that's what we wanted.
Yeah, we'll have the bridge at the top somewhere, or at least near the top.
Yeah,
probably
too bad it, but cave wasn't dead, because otherwise they'd have to search through all this for cave. But sadly, it's gonna be a free bridge right there.
Fairy in Mito.
No way! That is like the worst case scenario for Tutor. That sucks, man. I mean, it's like a 2-minute time loss. Well, probably more to go all the way to Maze Island, get there, get the item, go through the connector cave again.
Yeah, Tutor could be bailed out if, first of all, if jump is available and the key is available over on the east somewhere. We just saw a hint for the flute on the east, but we also see both the palaces outside of Death Valley sitting right next to each other. Tutor might not be able to make it out. Oh, he's going to make it out here, I think. Okay.
Open neutral jumps. Wow, nicely done.
Yeah, so, here's 5. Fairy is 43 as well, so this will be cast about Magic 3, and we're going to be getting our downstab technique here on Ellendar's side.
Oh, it is an Islands East, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is, right?
It's sort of kind of vanilla-like with a big body of water there, perhaps.
Yeah,
These,
yeah, that's too big of a lamp used to be.
Yeah, I've seen some islands that are a little smushed together, like they're kind of looking like a Gaia formation as opposed to just separated islands. So it's kind of possible that you can get something that's a little smushed together that kind of has a larger landmass, but we'll see.
Tutor, take life 4, man. Come on. He's got his 2-3, and he's now canceled into attack 5 and not yet.
Yeah, at 2 hearts there, it could be like one shot from Moa territory, depending on how well life is doing. Yeah, I am going to say vanilla-like here with this little pass, this Wilson encounter pass through here. Because normally islands, it would be surrounded by water as opposed to the mountains there. Man, knowing that Parappa Cave goes into the caldera, I might have been drawn into that caldera just to check if that was GP so that I would have information on Death Valley then.
You literally took the words out of my mouth. I was just about to say that. It would have been nice to know what was in the caldera. So if you happen to get everything you need to go into Death Valley, you can just go in and not worry about it.
Especially with, as we both saw there a moment ago, free glove on the desert tile.
Yeah, and Ellendar, I was about to ask too. I wonder if he's just gonna take a quick peek for the rock, right? We got a hammer. It's island DM. The rock probably pretty free. Wouldn't mind taking a quick look.
Yeah, I love a quick rock check when I've got the hammer going through DM like this. It can be buried up against. Well, I say buried, but it could just be pushed up against the edge of the canyon mountain side there, but I don't know. He might stick around, he might not. He looks like he is though, because our bridge is all the way at the top.
It looks like he's committed to finding the rock. There can't be much left. I think he's. Oh, that's Hammer Cave.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's nice to have in the back pocket. You never know. You said we got a flute hint, right? We're not gonna need that.
Yeah.
That we know of yet. Larry, the River Devil, I call him Larry. Sorry, is outstanding. And he might be blocking something. Well, good effort, Larry. Good effort, buddy.
All right, we see the rock, but we're kind of... Wow, how did we get in there? Ellendar's going to say no to the rock there. I think he's only 1 cave away from it, but it's a little complicated to get there, it looks like. But you got to come across the... Whatever. He's out of there now. He's not going to look for it. But at least he's got a read on it.
Yeah, he's got the information. Ooh, did we see this on the Tutor side?
No, Tutor seemed to go simply just kind of west. 5 containers enough to get into the basement, too.
Tutor went back to DM, and I think even...
he's in Sunken.
Oh, it looked like Hammer Cave. Oh my god, he found the key!
Yeah, that's huge.
That's big.
The only thing that could help at this point is, having Fairy to... Fairy blocks and palaces if he starts to dig them early, or Fairy to escape some lava encounters that could be shuffled into any of the other terrain tile types on the east here. Even going into Death Valley could be a little sketchy without Fairy. No candle, no cross, no nothing. So if there's Moas in there, especially at those low life levels, oof, that's a lot of damage.
Ellendar! Fell in New Casuto.
Oh, I think that was either a coconut or a Moa face planted it, and that killed him at 2 hearts there, life 3.
Wow. Alright, what is in the spell tower today? Oh, the style of the kid. The kid could be shield, it could be jump, and it could be fire. Okay, it's jump.
Oh well, so that even keeps downstab even further away from Tutor right now.
Yeah, he must have went a different direction when he hit the east. He must have went west. Ellendar went straight south, and he hit this new Casuto.
Yeah, it could have been. Oh no, it's Trophy Thunder. That's Trophy Thunder, right? P1 Trophy Thunder.
Yep, and shield in Old Casuto means fire in Buru. So I can yell at Ellendar for that when we get there.
Okay, water tile check here. We haven't seen this on Tutor's side yet. Although, is he right next to it? He's right next. They're right next to each other. Okay.
Oh yeah, now they've found each other. Yeah. Love the ferrying out, saving precious frames, man. That's like a 2 or 3 second save, easy.
100%. All right, so Naburu still outstanding. We've seen everything else between both of our runners. We don't know what is in Risen, although when Ellendar gets there, he will likely see that. I think he's going to loop around. I think he's going to see potentially the desert tile last. If he sees these caves down here in the south, that's going to be Risen and Sunken. They're right next to each other. And then he'll head north from there and see the desert tile with the glove on it. So
this Naburu down here? No, this is the... He's heading up to be pretty fast. The only thing, we do not have a 3-eyed rock. We do not have a rock block. The only item check we've got left is Risen.
And really, I think the best that could be is either a magic container or power container for these runners.
Yeah, I mean, all that's left outstanding out there is the cross. And yeah, containers. We know where the key is. The candle's going to be in the palace. Yeah. I mean, we know. It's not supposed to be, but we both know that it will be in a palace.
Yeah. So without seeing P1 here, does that means Death Valley or Caldera is going to be a 50-50 between P1 and GP?
Yeah, that's a tough gamble, especially so early on low resources. I mean, Fairy at probably you might get 2 casts out of it going through Death Valley. 7 containers though, life 4, you should be able to. I mean, if you know Fairy Feed, it's free, but if you don't, and you're not good at it like me, you get the body stuff as you go through, so it's scary sometimes.
All right, Ellendar going to be walking into Risen after this encounter here.
Wait, was the key in Risen, or was it in Sunken?
It was in Sunken.
Okay,
This is the cave that Tutor bodied something right here at the end, and it looks like a 1 heart. Is he shielded? He might be shielded. Hard to tell in the dark.
I think he didn't cast shield yet. Yeah, I got baited because that entrance looks like the entrance to Hammer Cave, so I thought Tutor went back and went into Hammer Cave. Oh, nice. Oh, okay, that's useless for us.
I guess we knew that at that point. It was just going to be fluke, simply because we had the hint and just whatever. We had seen everything else.
True, yep. We're bad. Life is 2 bars today. Not the worst, not the best.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's going to be a coconut that's sitting right there at the top of that, top of those steps. You got to just kind of sit there and he can see it where there with the flash from shield.
Yeah, the puzzle is basically put together at about 25 minutes here. The only question is, like you said, what's in the Caldera and what's in Death Valley. The rest is just find the palaces and go. This is kind of free.
Yeah, good news for Tutor. Fire his jump here, so he's not going to be locked out of needing that child from Spell Tower.
Yep, that's big.
And I don't think he was able to cast spell when he was in New Kasuto, so he didn't do that check in the tower.
Yeah, still Magic 2. I'm not sure if he had the 6th Magic Container when he was there or not.
No.
Oh, I think he might be.
Oh wait, he might have. Yeah,
sure.
he hit Water Tile before he saw that, so I guess it's still above 96 to cast at Magic 2. It was Ellendar was already at Magic 3 when he was there, so I don't know what the cost is at Magic 2.
So Tutor's going to be able to go this way and get his upstab and shield, right? No, jump, obviously, right? Get jump, get upstab. He could walk backwards back to the west. It might be faster than walking through the 3 caves of Fairy or jump. I'm not sure, honestly.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, he'll be able to skip jump here anyway because he's got it through fire. He also doesn't have the child out of Spell Tower yet, but just one less thing he'll have to do. Ellendar, it's not much of a time save, but
Yeah, he's got fire, but he doesn't check it though. I don't think he knows that it's jump yet though.
He did just use it to get upstab.
Oh yeah, I'm so stupid. Jesus.
It's okay. I make the same mistakes, and then the audience doesn't let me live it down for the next week on my stream.
Well, that's what happens when you're good at the game. You didn't want to get the flak. You gotta be bad.
Well, Ellendar found the desert tile there. He's fully equipped with the knowledge, same as Tutor, and Tutor looks like he's going into this green palace. I'm not sure if we were still in the east or what's happening here. I totally missed where he went to, where he came from, and what he's doing.
Yeah, I missed. This might have been, I think one of the 3 6s was green. So
Okay.
I want to take a gander, or take a guess, not a gander, take a guess on this one. That is what this is, but somebody in the chat, if you saw where we went, or if you can Windows find out.
Yeah, 2 on Maze Island is also green, but I think it had a different brick pattern.
Yeah,
I don't.
It's a lighter green. It's like a mint green. That one I call it.
Is he about to walk off the edge?
Oh.
It's kind of like just looking. It's almost like looking at your clipboard or something, and you just keep walking, and then you're in lava. And he was looking at the level up menu, just kept walking, and then he's in lava.
Yeah, that's when you're walking down the street looking at your phone, and you hit a light post by accident. Not looking what you're doing. Okay, so yeah, it looks like with the tops of those towers, it is 3 or 6. Ellendar in the other 3 or 6.
Oh, so then he went back to the west because, or one of them's back in the west because one of those 3
Tutor
6s is
saved.
Okay, yeah, so he's
Tutor
west.
saved, so he is going in the west right now.
Well, there's your answer. We got
Well, now we
Ellendar
know.
in 3. We don't have a hint for either one of these palaces either, so it's simply just, well, boss is here. I'm not sure we're going to stick around. We have everything we need.
Yeah, there's no reason to dig this palace. As short as it may or may not be, yeah, I think Ellendar is ready to go.
Yeah, this is a game 3, and you need to put yourself in uncomfortable positions, situations and whatnot if you want to be able to get that edge on your opponent.
The item here for Tutor.
There it is.
Well, also prophesize. I'm gonna yell at Ellendar for that one too. Ellendar! I shouldn't say that. He worked so hard.
All right, so first gem on the board, 29 minutes, just about 29 minutes there. Ellendar placing the gem in P3. We'll see. Man, what do you do? Do you check Death Valley for P1 at this point, man? That Caldera check would have been so fast. And he had Fairy. Had it been P1, he probably could have just done it there. And if it wasn't, if it was GP, then you know Death Valley is P1. And you need the item. I mean, not only do you need to kill horse and place the gem, but you need the item out of there, right? So...
If it was me, I would probably try to find the Death Valley entrance and just see how long it is. If it looks like a mile long, just screw it and go for the Caldera. If it's short, I don't know, take a peek and gamble, I'd say.
All right, so Ellendar about to make perhaps the most controversial play in this game here. He's going into P5, and he's about to get attack 4 off of this blue Iron Knuckle. But this is going to be an attack for Guma, and Ellendar and Guma don't have the best relationship at this point.
Dude, does anybody have a good relationship with the boss Guma?
Okay, he up in 8. I thought he was going to leave, but he's not. He's coming back in. He just got the level and he refreshed. So, man, this attack 4, I don't know. He must feel that attack is doing all right. Plus with 7 hearts, only life 4, but shield spell. We could still be looking at 2 hearts per hit shielded at life 4.
Yeah, life 4 is not high enough that the effectiveness can really save you, even with 7 containers. We'll never know until we get there, but I don't mind if attack 4 it's definitely on the lower side, but I mean, I guess he's just trying to get everything done in the east, right?
Yeah, but again, if it's Death Valley if it's GP in Death Valley, we could have just saved 5 till last and then done it and then go into Death Valley.
Yep, you are correct. Pretty nice bar to fight here from Tutor, but it looks like so far.
And attack 4 does seem to be doing all right against the dragon here. 3-ish hits to take off a bar.
Nice. He's gonna get his attack 5.
And we've already found Guma. Here we go.
Wow.
Oh, we've also had the life spell, right? I didn't see how much we're healing for here, but we're queued up, so...
2 bars, I believe it was.
That's
That
a
looks
bar.
good.
That's a bar and a half shielded. That's amazing. Getting hit by Guma.
Yeah, the attack 4 doesn't look too bad though. Looks like 2 hits per bar, maybe.
Yeah, 2 bars
nope.
of life on that heal.
No, it's three hits per bar by the looks of it. Boss Guma is big and beefy today.
I still say that's not too bad. You're looking at, I mean, if he had a little bit over 100% health, 8 bars there, 3 hits each, that's 24 hits. A little bit more than that, 30 at most. That's not too bad. He might die here, but he's going to have full resources. He didn't come in with full health the first time, but he could get this here right now.
Yeah, last shot here. Oh, all right. Nicely done.
Stabbing the exploding body of him, and also, he's going to go for life. Okay, not going to go for that attack 5.
Yeah, nice and clean fights from both our runners. Two later bosses in the game. Barba, one of those fights that looks really complicated, but once you figure out the pattern, it's actually kind of a fun and easy fight.
Yeah. Tudor going into Parappa Cave here, going to show us what's in the Caldera, so we'll get a read on this, and he'll know as well what's in Death Valley versus what's in the Caldera. Ellendar still won't have that information.
Yeah, they're essentially going backwards, right? Tudor's doing the west, Ellendar's doing the east.
Oh!
It's 1!
Is Ellendar going to look for Death Valley right now and try to go in and gamble on it? I think he might be. He's at the edge of the map, though.
Have we even seen the entrance? I've been keeping an eye on Ellendar's screen, and I haven't really seen the lava tiles yet, so I don't even know if we know where the entrance is.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not sure. Tudor still without downstab, though. Mito he was on the top side of the Caldera there. He decided to go into the palace before going into Mito to get downstab there.
Yeah, sometimes you can get tricked by your brain and you go, oh, level 1, it's really easy, right? But it doesn't have to be filled with easy enemies. As you can see, blue iron knuckles, Mogos. Well, there's the entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that too. Like, oh, it's 1, it's an easy palace, and you get smoked by all this stuff.
Right. So it's something that is misleading to newer runners as well. They're like, oh, this has got to be the easiest level. It's just P1, but in fact, there's no control for shuffling enemies currently. So your hardest enemies could show up in abundance in the first palace.
Yeah. Ellendar is going to make a gamble in, and it's going to be sad when he does go in.
500-point P bag there for Tudor on that little crumble bridge. This is a P2 room, but a P2 vanilla room, I mean. But yeah, that's a nice pickup as long as the boss is in this direction. Otherwise, he's gonna have to walk it back. I think the boss has to be in this direction. Ellendar with the bad news there.
Keeping the levels low enough that it makes power leveling easy, but like, oh, that's you have enough magic to get there. It does have jump though, right? Doesn't have fairy yet. Sorry.
Was that the fairy glove block room?
Yeah, that was the large. Oh, and it doesn't matter. Here's the boss.
Yeah, you don't actually need jump for that room. You can get up there with a little clever carving of the blocks.
Oh, I see. Okay, good to know.
That was a quick course head, though. Like you say, it doesn't matter. We're not going to see that room anyway. We might see it in another palace at some point. We've only seen a few layouts so far.
We can say goodbye to this beautiful magenta P1 for now. We'll see it a little bit later here on Ellendar's side.
Yeah, we got to go back in for this trophy, though. Good. I'm glad he remembered that. They're both running the same tracker, so they can pinpoint where these items are and just... again, it wasn't too difficult to remember P1 trophy to Thunder.
Yeah, after this, I think Tudor is going to be done on the west. Oh, there it is, 33. So just needs to get down stab, go back east, and I wonder if he goes in for up stab because Darunia was all the way at the bottom.
We still need 4 on the west there on the top side.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad. Yeah.
But yeah, he's in good shape to just clear the west and then go east, like you say, and then it'll be Death Valley over there. That's the over. Oh, we still got Maze Island too. 2 on Maze Island. So we still definitely have to. Interesting. Yeah. So Ellendar could actually step. Yeah. So Ellendar could step into Maze after this. Do 2. That would be the better route because Tutor is now going to have to. Oh, he's in the south again anyway. So he's going to go back to Maze, right? No, never mind. They have to turn in the frickin' trophy. They got to go back down there anyway. So yeah, there's no fast way to do this.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about having to go turn in the trophy. So yeah, I had to move. But the time wasted going into Death Valley is not nothing. If it makes a bit of a difference later on.
Yeah, we'll see how much Thunder is the caster at Magic 2. Probably is not going to mean much of anything because, again, Tutor is going to be leveling Magic a little bit later. 65, though, so easily castable no matter what happens.
Oh, I think chat's calling you out for the doing that room without jump or fairy. Aaron says only like 5 people in the world can do that. So, while technically possible...
I mean, there's no glitch required. There's no trick or glitch. You just got to carve out the blocks. You got to make a few extra jumps. It's a little bit slower without... Using jump is faster. Luckily, I can't actually read chat based on the way that I'm viewing this restream right now. So now they know that. They can just talk a whole bunch of smack, and I can't respond.
Don't worry, I'll be the chat hawk for you. I'll be watching for the Mariah slander. Alright, we got where's Ellendar again?
Ellendar's in 6.
For the what do we call this green? You know, I'm gonna call the 2 mint green, and I'm gonna call this 6 spearmint green. How about that?
Lawn
green.
Lawn green. Grass green.
I can live with that.
Because there's a little yellow in there. There's a little yellowing in lawns at times. You know, it's a good mix of colors that represent some grass.
Oh, Ellendar! Whoa. Both runners fighting the big dragon that attacked 4 today. Doing all right.
Yeah, Guma's going to go down pretty quickly, though, on Tutor's side, but it really wasn't too bad because Ellendar did not spend... He did it on his first time through there, so...
Starfall Infinity in chat says, chocolate mint on the right, and now I'm hungry. Love me some chocolate mint.
Tutor took the drop into the P6 hole room there. Didn't go over it with jump. So I wonder if the answer is behind that. He took the drop. He landed in this the one landing room. There's another drop column behind him, though. It's all part of the same column. But Horsehead passed through here to an elevator room. I'm sorry. And this is all going to be unique as well because you couldn't have hit this side of the palace because then you would have ended up behind Horsehead through that pass-through room, which is not possible. So. But because it also drops back into itself, you can still walk back to the drop. This doesn't have to be an answer. All of this could be dead ends over here. We'll see if Ellendar does the same thing here. We haven't seen the item in 2. We don't have a hint, so.
Oh, I wonder what our 4th hit was today. We only got 3 of them from my count. Ellendar, not technically, he is a jump ahead right now. He is a P5 ahead of Peter. Peter explored a lot more of this 2, though.
Yeah. He did just see the item room as well, backed out of it.
Yeah, I like that. You're in a hurry. There's nothing in there that could help you right now. Maybe a magic container, but 6 is gonna be enough.
Yeah. Okay, so it's possible that drop column leads back to this crumble bridge room that Ellendar is going through right now. That's a landing room, potentially. We'll see if he... Okay, so he's in it. We'll see if he jumps it, because Tutor's seen 2 dead ends now. Well, 1 item room dead end, and then another actual dead end. He's going left. This is his last left. Ellendar also takes the drop.
I don't know if he wanted to take the drop. I think he knew it was there. He just just barely missed the jump.
And Tudor shows us all dead ends back here, so it was either jump the hole or continue taking the drops. He's going to walk it back now.
Left at start, no, isn't there? Or was that part of the loop? Because there's Fedor there.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, it could have been a left at start. Because if this does lead back to the Crumble Bridge, then it is just simply a left at start.
Yeah, that's one giant loop.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not going to save any time over Tudor here. He's going to explore all the same stuff. And if he checks the item, he's going to spend even a little bit more time back here than Tudor did. Oh, he doesn't have fairy!
No!
That could be the answer. No. And we're back to the Crumble Bridge. Okay, so it's either left at start or fairy hole.
Wow. Wait.
Oh, man.
Tudor still does not have count tab.
Or this. I guess it could be this. It could be on the other side of this as well.
Make it up the Canadian hole. Yeah, good call.
That fairy hole could lead to the left room out of start. So, yeah, it could still be back here over this jump. So, okay. You're right, though. It's still not having down step. He hasn't even seen Mito yet.
I don't know what that number is on Tudor's screen. It's some kind of frame count or something. I'm not sure what it's for.
Yeah, it's an FCEUX thing. I think it's lag frames.
There you go.
So this is an elevator up. We'll see if this just goes right to our boss today.
It could have been a jar back there.
Ellendar also noping out of the item room there. Okay, it was jump the hole.
Canadian hole strikes again. Oh, wow. Oh, right, he's still on life 3. There was like a heart and a half of damage.
Now, Ellendar with fairy is likely going to check this fairy hole, and that's going to cost him a little bit of time, because that is not where we're supposed to be going. It's probably just going to lead back. It's going to either be a dead end or a left of start.
Man, I would be nervous going into GP without fairy.
Yeah, we'll see how long he spends without it here. Yeah, he's not going to look around for that second item. He knows where it's at, too.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get it, because, yeah, that was basically it for me out of him, and it's up in the corner there.
All right, where does the fairy hole lead? It leads... This is left of start. Yeah, this is the glove block, left of start. Okay.
Doing its best 5 impression today.
Yeah, absolutely. Ellendar doing the full clear here. Had he just jumped the hole? Oh, he's going to keep taking the drop, because it could, from his perspective, still lead to yet another pass-through drop room.
Yeah, he didn't see the bottom of it, right?
Yeah.
So funny how sometimes missing something can be a boon, right? Like,
yep. No
fairy for a tutor, and no chance to fairy this fairy spot, and probably saved him a minute and a half? Maybe a little less, but...
Yeah, now Ellendar gets the full read here. He's just going to go right, see the, again, the P6 vanilla hole room here, and just make the jump. Man, I really can't. I have to. If I have the opportunity to make the jump here, I try to make this jump. Oh, he just jumps it without jump. What a pro. What a... Yep. Jesus.
Second time's a charm.
He had the child. He didn't get the jump spell? Or...
I don't know if he has jump. I thought he did get jump. I'll have to look and see. Maybe that's something to ask him about after.
And that's a fast Karak in P4. Hello.
Wow. Okay, and that is like a ruby red. I love that color.
Tudor might have the opportunity to pull ahead here.
Karak almost matches the color of the palace. Know what we should get Jero to do? Jero's working on making Karak shoot sine waves, like the dragon head, raw head. We should really get him to have Karak have the color robe of the palace
No comment. This is all G14 classified stuff that you're sharing with the audience here.
Jero was literally live on stream talking about it. It's not classified, come on.
I can neither confirm nor deny anything here.
Wow. Just leave me out to dry. I see how it is.
Anyway, coming back to Tutor, he might be in the lead here, just simply not gem-wise, but he's looking to try to power level through to attack 8 and get the payout here. So this is costing him a little bit of time. Again, coming back to what we were talking about very early on, where now he's spending time to ensure that he can get beyond the cost of Magic 2 and Life 4, which he did just do, but that did cost him, I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes here, killing heads and whatnot. But he's already done one, and he's already turned in the trophy. So Ellendar has to do those things. Really, the only thing that could stop Tutor right now is a fairy block, which we know doesn't exist in any standard palace, at least leading to a boss. So unless there's a fairy block in GP, fairy's not going to be required. But when is he going to go back for downstab? Or is he going to take a page out of Animus's book and try to do GP without downstab, which could actually be quite detrimental?
Yeah, strap in, folks. It's going to come down to GP and what kind of block, how the runner's going equipped here. I think it would be going in with no fairy to GP personally is scary. Going in with no downstab is insane to me. So I'll be very interested to see what Tutor does here.
Ellendar also going to take this reverse fairy cave here. I don't know if we saw the actual front side of it, right where Mito, I think, is on the top side. If it goes through, this will be one screen less than a jump cave. So again, all these little time saves, Tutor going back through jump cave again, his second time through to the top. So we'll see, you know, really, I get it. At the end of the day, you can be very nitpicky about these things, but I can't tell you how many times you watch races come down to less than 60 seconds. And it does, if you have the boots, you get a crosshair, less than 60 seconds of difference. And so you can find those 60 seconds anywhere in plays like this.
Yeah, I mean, that's making up for Tutor. Like, I mean, going back and killing extra mobs to get the power leveling done, which he is power leveling, by the way, like attack 8.
Wow.
I mean, that in cumulative probably cost him 2, maybe 2.5, 3-ish minutes. So saving a screen here for Ellendar is going to be all that's going to add up.
So Ellendar going to do 4 before 1. I guess he's going to, it's faster. We definitely know that P4 is incredibly fast. You can do 4 very fast and then go to 1, get the trophy, kill the boss, place the gem, and up and out of there, back to the south side, turn in trophy, and then get back to the top side again through Fairy Cave. Okay. Yep. Tutor's going back to the maze here. He's going to get the fairy spell. So this is going to, he's not going to save any time skipping it, but this is probably the best play to make here.
Yeah, I like this.
It's definitely the safest play to make here. I'm a big fan of gambles. So if Tutor were to gamble on this, it would be the focal point of discussion, but it may not come back to haunt him. But again, GP, some of those rooms can be just simply trivialized with the fairy spell.
That's exactly it, right? You're not just looking at just a fairy block, right? Some of the nasty, nasty rooms, just cast fairy and go over them, right? It's super valuable.
Yeah, you've got your physical fairy blocks that are absolutely required. And then, as I tell newer runners, when you get to those really tough rooms, sometimes you just got to treat them as a fairy block as well and just kind of fairy through them until you get more familiar, more comfortable with everything.
Now, Tutor is going to be doing Guma on Life 3, Wish Shield, and 7 Magic Containers, but it'll be interesting to see if, I mean, he's going to have attack 8, though, so he's going to body Guma, but Guma could be bodying him right back.
I would imagine he's probably going to step into 3 before 5. He'll probably get the payout from an attack 9 before, because they're right, 3 and 5 are right next to each other in the east here.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I was thinking they were further apart, and that 5 was first to be happened apparently. Yeah, you're right. They're literally right next to each other. Well, that's that. He's gonna be beefy. What's he gonna? He's got 2 dungeons to go. He's gonna get the payout from 3. He's gonna be like 8-7-7.
It's quite possible, yeah.
That's my kind of levels when I play this game, man.
And Ellendar loops back to the start in 1 here. He's that extra time spent in 2. Again, maybe saving a little bit of time through those fairy cave push throughs as opposed to jump cave. I don't know. It's very hard to calculate. You really have to put the race under a microscope to see who spent all their time where doing what. And
yeah,
no one really does that
on the fly, right? Well, and Ellendar's had downstab for a lot longer.
That's true.
Than Tutor has too. So there's always time being made up when you can downstab stuff or just skip stuff by downstabbing over them.
And again, being nitpicky, we're doing a double dip of Mito here on Tutor's side, whereas Ellendar had the medicine out of the maze the first time, and he got through there, got downstab in all one pass. So these, again, are all the little combinations of things that lead to very close races, and sometimes the person with just the better routing overall accidentally just kind of wins it in that regard.
Yeah, taking stock right now, I think Ellendar is probably ahead by... I mean, Guma was pretty much free, wasn't he? To go down, if I recall. I can't remember which way.
There was a little ways to walk, but it might have been off of a first elevator that you run into in 5. Yeah, it was an immediate left into 5, and then I don't know where it went from there, but it didn't take too long before we were in Guma's room. So Ellendar might back this up and go through the fairy jump block here, looking for the item instead of going left at start. So that, again, might cost him a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's basically Ellendar finding the trophy and turning it in, then walking all the way to the east, which isn't too terrible, versus Tutor doing 3 and doing 5, and then going into Death Valley, which I don't think he's found the entrance to yet. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's possible he doesn't have the read on that just yet. It looked like it was kind of on the interior.
Oh, he's going 5 first!
Oh, wow. Well, here's the thing he might be thinking. If there's an early rebo and it doesn't give enough of a payout, then he might have to sit around grinding experience again for pushing beyond, the Magic 3 Life 4. Whereas Guma is definitely going to take a lot of damage at attack 8. He just has to find him, and you're pretty much guaranteed a fat enough payout from Guma at this point that he's just going to be able to get that attack 9 to divvy up.
Well, 3, 7. I guess you don't get a P bag from the bosses, so yeah. I guess there is a world in which you walk into P3, find Rebo immediately, and don't get enough XP, but a little risky to go do. Well, 3 life 3, but 7 bars. I don't know. It's enough to feel, but a little scary. I think it was right here, wasn't it?
I think so too. Oh, could have been right here.
All I know is Ellendar walked into 5, and within about a minute he was in Guma. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Strap on in, folks. We could be seeing them enter GP at pretty close to the same time.
Ellendar is full clearing this P1, man. He went up this fairy jump block, and it has led to like another 4 or 5 rooms here. Here's a dead end. Finally, he just needs to up an A and go left at start, unfortunately.
Yeah,
yep.
Straight left, right?
Yeah, he's going to spend a little bit more time in here than Tutor did.
Yeah, 1 bar per hit, obviously, at attack 8, so this is a pretty hefty payout.
Alright, Ellendar going to be grabbing his trophy here and up and A out of P1.
Yep, turning in the trophy and walking east versus doing 3 and finding the Death Valley entrance.
Yeah, Rebo, not that deep in. 3, 4, maybe 5 rooms. It was just up an elevator. It wasn't really convoluted to find him. Yeah, let's see where we're... And you know what? You do spend... Here's the thing. If you watch enough vanilla runs, they're all concerned about all the frames and all the seconds they're looking to save. And that's, absolutely how vanilla runs in any game work when you're doing speedrunning. Here we go again. We're now stuck in this fanfare screen of leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. Again, several seconds here of all these level ups where if you would have taken them naturally, probably cost a little less time overall. I am being ultra nitpicky here, but it is something to consider. And especially if you are looking at something like vanilla speedrunning, you'll see that the way that they take... levels very quickly. They just know when it's coming and they just, click that level and they go.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested that Tutor took all the way up to Magic 7 before he decided to take, wow, this was really fast. He's going to get life 6 out of this, though, because I'm sure he's going to get 180 XP from Rebo.
So I think Tutor does it this way is because the Magic life levels are cheaper and they're easier to push beyond in terms of power leveling experience. So that 810 is life 5, right? And he's got to go back and grind. Okay.
Oh my god. He only got was that 100 XP from Rebo? Wow. I think that's the minimum.
Yeah, because Rebo gives 300 in vanilla, so it's +2, -2 in this flag set, but he's got it there. But yeah, pushing beyond that 810 for life 5 is a whole lot easier than pushing beyond like a higher, like Magic 5 could be something like 1200, 1300 if it rolls high.
Yeah, that's true.
But of course, you still keep yourself as a glass canyon. But he's got the shield spell and a lot of heart containers, so.
Oh, right. He's obviously going to skip life 5 to get the Magic 7 payouts and then take a bunch of life levels. I'm an idiot. I don't power level, so At least
It,
not
it can
this
it can
phase.
be tricky. It can be tricky, and it can like if you're not really used to it, it feels bad then when you don't get it, and then you're like, okay, well now I have to step out of the boss room and go grind experience that may or may not be close to where I'm at.
All right, and here we go. Ellendar hitting the east. He knows exactly where to go. I think Tudor has a good idea of where to go because he's seen most of this east, but not. Yeah, I think it's down past this encounter. But they're gonna be within a minute of each other. Yeah, and level Tudor. I mean, the risk seemingly paying out. 877. Ellendar is maybe like I don't know 567. 556. Wow. There it is, Tudor has found the way. Fairy feeding through the Wilson encounter. I love it.
Absolutely.
Ellendar's a man on a mission. They're basically right behind each other.
This is so good. This is a game
They're
3
in the
right
same
here, folks.
encounter.
Wow. Making the same.
Literally the same encounters. This is amazing.
So they have to do that lava encounter twice. I wondered why they had to do that. That lava encounter pushes them out to the water first. Then they have to hit it from the top side. They have to do that the second spike tile twice. Once going left to right to get pushed into the water, and then one from the top to the bottom to get pushed into the right direction here.
All right, 57, 52, 57, 58. 6-second lead for CS Tudor game 3.
We are immediately forced left. No choices here. Linear to start. Tudor going to have a faster Thunderbird. If he finds it, if they find him at the same time, Tudor's going to be through Thunderbird faster here.
Yeah, quite the disparity in resources. 5, 6 with 6 and 7 jars, both for magic and life, respectively.
You're already seeing a Moa in that waffle room there, so we are in the east. No cross for either one of our runners. Moa's not dangerous in terms of health at the takeoff, but if we run into them in like a lava room of some sort, it could be something that trolls us into just knocks us in.
Yeah, I believe both runners equipped with the same spells, and maybe got a spell that the other didn't, or vice versa.
Another Moa in this modified Jackamus room here.
Oh, jeez, Tudor. There you go. Fall to his death.
Yeah, and Bird RNG is going to come into play here on who gets through some of these rooms quicker. A drop room already.
Wow.
Nerve-wracking.
No way you take this, right?
I mean, you at least check to the right first, and if it's a dead end immediately, you just got to take the drop. But if it keeps going, do you come back?
We haven't seen a junction there, right? Unless I...
We did at the modified Jackamus room behind us, the statue head room. We hit a left.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the drop. But you're right. If we didn't see that left, that drop could have absolutely been the correct decision because it couldn't have dropped you anywhere else but the correct place. For the most part, that is. There's probably an asterisk there.
Okay, well, checking the waffle room, saying nope. Going up. Ellendar saying, eh.
Oh!
No.
That's where it could have dropped us, was right there in that L7 room.
Yeah, yeah. Good chance of it, right?
I mean, if we see more landing rooms, it's really just a crapshoot until we check it. But it's also something that kind of psychs you out because you may see 2 drop rooms, and there's another drop room on Tudor's side, or landing room, I should say. But now he could go either one of those places, or it could actually lead to the right spot for all we know.
Well,
like
Ellendar chose to go down the elevator. Tudor's going all the way back. He's going to join Ellendar in the basement, which is juicy.
Yeah, Ellendar might not make this. Oh, he's casting life. Okay, we are gonna get through. But here's what could happen. Like, we could go this path that Ellendar and Tudor are both on now. This could ultimately lead to another drop that just takes us right back to this 4-way area, and it could actually have just been a left at the Jackamus room the entire time. Or the Eon drop to take as well could as well just lead us to the right path. So GP can be really tricky, if anyone who's ever run GP before may know.
Alright, both in the same room.
Yeah, Ellendar fell into the hole. He had to walk himself out. Tutor's not going to spend that extra little bit of time here.
Oh, I guess Ellendar had no choice but to make the jump.
Tutor's going to have his fire jump spell here. Oh, he shields, though. Oh, he's got just enough for another cast. He's got a fairy. Yeah, so Ellendar down a life now. Okay.
Oh. Okay, he's got to die here, though, anyway.
Does Ellendar have to die again? He might have just enough.
No, Tutor has to die. No, Ellendar's good. He just has just enough, yeah.
Yeah, but no shield. Life 6, probably 3 bars from a fireball. Or Life's been doing pretty good, so maybe just like 2.5. Yeah, Tutor's going to
be slower, too.
That's true. Yeah, if he's faster on the kill, though, Tutor, if he gets a few extra hits, he can do this a little bit faster. He did start the fight a little bit faster, so assuming no catastrophes, oh boy. Oh, God. That's a catastrophe. Apparently we got a 1-up somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I missed that. Yeah, even shielded life 7, I think that took off almost 2 bars of health on Tutor's side.
Yeah, 2 more hits and he'll be toast, but 2 more hits for Thunderbird, and Thunderbird's probably toasted. There you go.
All right, 102.40. Tutor takes down Thunderbird. Don't be Darklink right away.
It is the Twin Peaks room, which is another landing room.
Yeah, true. This one's yeah. When you take landings, right? They can take you. They can't take you after Thunderbird, though.
Right. Yeah, but if we see another drop beyond this point, we could just drop into this room as well. Then.
Right. Come on, Ellendar. Oh. He's got full life. There it is. All right, 103.20, so a 40-second difference now.
Yeah, Ellendar did not turn into Child for the jump spell.
Yeah, I could have swore he did, but yeah. He went in for upstab, right? So.
I believe so.
Well, that saved him probably what, 30 seconds? So we'll see if it makes a difference.
Yeah, so far he's a full, he'll be about a room and a half behind Tutor. This is a lot of carving we have to do here on this waffle over lava room here.
The Tutor recognizing the potential jar or bird fun. That one room.
Yeah, we did get upstab. We're using it now on Ellendar's side. So both runners have an upstab here. Ellendar's probably going to body some damage here. Oh, and bird clips out. That's going to be another pass through on this room. Tutor in an elevator down here. This could just be it at this point.
Yeah, I don't think he's on his last life yet. Wait, he killed something in the wall? What the heck was that?
Fairy block. Wow. Glad he got fairy.
Oh, no doubt. Wow. Yeah, how's he gonna die? He's gotta go
Lava.
back and take a bath, right? Hey, both on their final lap.
Oh! Well, that could be it, folks. Unless Tutor is going to be forced into a game over at some point here before finding Darklink, that would put Ellendar technically in the lead then in terms of just moving back through the palace, at least up until where everyone died. This is another elevator room down here, and a right as well. Oh boy!
Wow, there it is.
Easy game. Tutor going to take the win here tonight.
The power leveling strats paid off.
Yeah, I think you could say, I mean, if you want to look at something big, I'd say maybe not checking the caldera early on and seeing that it was P1 and being able to do that pass one time there instead of having to go into Death Valley and seeing that that was GP and then, you know, having to do the double dipping on the south side to turn in trophy after going into the caldera for the second time up there. That was probably a few minutes.
2 or 3 minutes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so GG to Tutor. Go ahead.
I see some No, I was gonna say GG's. I already see some GG's, but let's get some more. Tutor moving on. I don't want to say upsetting, but he technically was the lower seed here. So, a great job from both runners. Amazing game 3 race. And hopefully we can get them in here with us to have a chat.
Yeah, I'm looking for the bracket here.
Welcome to Ellendar. GG, sir.
Well, I choked that one.
Yeah, we'll wait for a Tutor, and I'll let Mirai do his thing because he knows all about it.
Yeah, Tutor might be a minute here. Sometimes he takes a moment to get in. We can chat this up here. Okay. Well, let's start with you. Yeah, how did this feel for you?
I regret not getting life spell. Or not life spell. Jump. I honestly, I don't usually like getting jump when I don't need it, and I don't know. Like, usually I won't go into a town to get it, but it was like a screen away. It would have been, I don't know, it would have taken like 45 seconds. Like, is jump going to save that much time? Well, it sure does. If you have to cross the Canadian hole and you get stupid waffle lava rooms with spicy chickens in them that you die twice because you're bad at the game, would have been helpful to have jump.
Yeah, at the time of doing that P6 room, was wondering why we didn't use jump when you got across there. I was like, wow, that's a pretty nice jumpless jump there. Props to Ellendar, but then realizing later you didn't actually pick up jump, and then it's like, oh, it makes sense now, but it was still a nice jump. Unfortunately, needed to do it the first time, and everything else was not, boss was 2 rooms beyond that or whatever, but you both fell down the hole in P2 there anyway.
Yeah, thankfully, that's one of the few things that I remember how to do decently well from when I learned all keys like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, thankfully, it wasn't the little tic-tac brick pattern. Instead of, you got the nice fat solid bricks, so it's kind of easy to count that when you jump.
Yeah, but I assume that we were really close until I took a game over, and then we were not really close. Is that how that worked?
Room apart, you guys got into GP 6 seconds apart, and you were 40 seconds behind after Thunderbird. Tutor power level to 877. But yeah, you were clawing back, and yeah, you're about a room behind him when you allowed the death.
Oh, I was behind anyway. Wow, I'm surprised there was that much of GP left after that, because there were a lot of forks. There was like a left at the start and another right in the elevator.
It wasn't much more after that Waffle Room. I want to say, I think there was another junction, then there was a right. There was one more room, and then the junction, and down was the Darkling. So there was only like 3 or 4 rooms after that.
The gamble on Death Valley the first time hurt. I didn't know if that was going to be 1 or GP. And I just really wanted to be able to up A out of there, because the routing was going to be really awkward if that was GP, and then it was, and it cost me a bunch of time.
Yeah, that was what we just called out here at the end. Talking about it earlier as well, you got, so we'll probably talk about this again when Tutor walks in, but you got the medicine out of that 1 drop in Maze Island. Tutor left it behind until much later, so he had to get the hint. But when he finally went to go get downstab, then he had to get the hint from the woman and to go back to the maze and then go back to Mito again and turn it in. Before we get to that, because we're just talking about this now, Tutor walking in, GG Tutor.
Hi, GG Ellendar.
GG's.
Yeah, we were just talking about little differences in routing in the overall world here, where Ellendar did get the second drop. He did make it past that blue Lizolfo that was guarding the medicine there in the second drop of maze. So when he saw Mito up top for the first time in that Western Caldera, he was able to get Fairy and downstab right at that point. But we think that potentially, I hate to call it major, but when it's this close, you start to, anything that costs maybe minutes at that point, you start nearing that point of major just routing change that you could have made, is that checking, because we had seen jump and we had seen Fairy, so we knew it was Parappa into the Caldera, and it would have been a really quick check to just walk through Parappa. Had it been 1, and it was, you could have gotten through there the first time, get the item, get out of there, and instead you checked Death Valley first. We're talking about Ellendar here, checking Death Valley first, and then ending up being GP, having to then go back to the top side at some point. You had to do 4 anyway, but then you had to go into the caldera, then go back down to the south to turn in the trophy. Tutor had to do the same thing in the end here, but that could have been a few minutes saved there, not seeing P1 first, getting the trophy, and then not having to do the Death Valley check later on. So yeah, overall, that was out of all the little things you can pick and choose out of a run on where you could have saved some time, that one was probably the biggest one, just because it wasn't jump or ferry that you had to go through. It was just Parappa, that one little screen, one screen cave, go south into the caldera, check that palace. If it's GP, then you know you're out, and you definitely can clear Death Valley over on the other side. But coming back to Tutor here, Tutor, you were missing ferry for a while, and we were wondering if you were going to make a gamble on that. You didn't in the end, and there was a ferry block there right there before the room that led to Darkling. So thankfully you didn't make that gamble on skipping ferry.
Yeah. How close was it at the end?
Gob's the timekeeper.
Sort of close.
You
close. Okay.
You enter GP 6 seconds ahead of Ellendar. Ellendar killed Thunderbird 40 seconds behind you, and he unfortunately ended up gaming over a room behind you in the Walker room.
I see.
It was very close and a great race.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you guys basically did this seed backwards.
Yeah.
Ellendar did the east and then dove into Death Valley, gambling on what it was, and you went back and did the west, gambling on what was in the caldera, and it ended up being 1. So it worked out a little better for you.
Yeah. Honestly, I had no idea how I felt about this one. At the end, it just felt so inefficient what I did. Like doing, as you were describing, Mariah, like P1, the ferry, the thunder, all of that stuff. It just did not, while I was doing it, it just did not feel efficient at all. Like when I was doing it.
Yeah, there's a lot of backtracking to the south side. And the thing is, even in the end, when we were, if anyone watches this back, we're talking, we admit that we're being a little nitpicky, but when races come down to very close finishes like this, and all things considered before any game overs, it would have been a very close finish. Is that even at the end of it all, when you had to keep going from the south side to the north side of the caldera, Tutor, you were taking Jump Cave, and that's 3 screens. And over on the right side of the caldera, on the east side there, heading up along the east side of the was Fairy Cave. And of course, Fairy Cave is 2 screens versus the 3 screens of Jump. So it's like all these little time saves. You did need the boots to use Fairy Cave, but you both had the boots pretty early on, obviously on the west there. So that wasn't anything big. But yeah, going through Fairy Cave was 1 screen less. Ellendar did that twice, I think. So saved a screen of Jump Cave time over you there. But again, we're being nitpicky, but like you say, when you're talking inefficiency and whatnot, having to constantly go through Jump Cave multiple times, it's like, man, this sucks. 3 screens, that this is a lot of time spent in this cave unnecessarily, when you see the bigger picture, you're like, I could have routed this so much better.
Yeah.
But of course, in real time, you don't necessarily get that. You don't get those puzzle pieces to fall into place. Everybody, has to do this, has to route these seeds as fast as they can, speed run them in real time. Whatever information you've got is what you're operating off of. You make hasty decisions. You generally, when you recognize they might be the wrong decision, sometimes you just got to stick to it, because backtracking could potentially cost you more, or would cost you more time. And so you do what you do. And like Gob said, you kind of did it each of you did it in opposite directions of each other, but still ended up 6 seconds of difference walking into GP there, which was very exciting.
Did you explore like 18 million rooms of P2, or did you make the jump?
I did find where the item was. I didn't kill. I think it was Horsed in that boss location for the item.
Okay. Yeah, like if there was a route through that P2 that was like 5 rooms, but instead I basically full cleared the whole thing, and I was like, when is this going to end?
Yeah. I couldn't do that very. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say what you were gonna say. Tutor didn't have ferry, so he didn't take that ferry. He just fell to the bottom and realized his only other option was to jump over the hole, and that was the correct way. So having ferry there, unironically, cost you a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, it's P2 sucked. I don't know. I felt like aside from the game over, I played pretty well just until I hit GP. Although it sounds like you had much higher levels than me, so I'm sure that contributed.
Oh, what levels did you have?
556.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I had 877.
I finished a lot of palaces just short, and when I did, I think it was P2. It was the first palace in the east. That was one of my first palaces that I did, and P5 was right next door, and I knew I wanted to do it. So I ended up using 2 palaces crystals to get attack 5 because I wanted to have attack 5 before Guma.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
thanks. Oh, go ahead.
you hit 3 and 5 were next to each other on the west. You actually did an attack 4.
Was it attack 4 Guma? Yeah, I know I was worried about my attack levels for like a lot of that, but I had like quite a few containers at that point, and I had life and shield, so I felt a lot safer.
Yeah, you walked in there a little short of your attack 4. You killed the blue iron knuckle at start. It was a forced left right out of the gate, and you killed the blue iron knuckle, got your attack 4 up and aid, started the palace over. I thought you were just going to walk out, but here you are. You're jumping back into 5, and Gob and I are like, oh, okay, we're going to do an attack 4 Guma when we potentially could save this till later, but we're going to do this now, and it worked out.
Well,
it worked out.
Again, my plan was that I was going to clear the whole east, right? I wasn't going to come back. That trip through the caldera was so long. And through the caldera and through Death Mountain, everything. I didn't want to do it again. So my plan was I was going to clear the whole east. I was going to take the gamble on Valley of Death being one, and that was going to be it. I was never coming back there again. And unfortunately, that did not work out. Guma was not bad though. I've had some bad Gumas this tournament.
Yeah, no, Guma was not bad for you at all, even at attack 4. He was even only taking about a bar and a half from you at life 4, I believe is what you had, shielded, which that was doing phenomenal at that point. But you had, again, like you said, you both had a lot of containers on magic and hearts, so resources were not a problem really in this one for either one of you.
I was a little bit worried. I never found the town with fire. I was a little bit worried that could have been like Fire Thunder or something like that, and I was wasting a ton of time, but I don't know. Because I didn't see any of my spells being fire.
Oh, fire was jump on the sea.
Fire was jump.
It's just yeah. Well, jump spell would have been really nice in a couple of places.
The game tried. The game did try to give me jump. How did you feel about the Death Valley, that one spot shooting you onto the water? That was kind of awkward.
Yeah, I mean, Death Valley can be weird sometimes, but
I've never seen it do that. It was I thought it did something and bricked your guys' walk in there, but you guys were able to walk back and then down.
Yeah, it's the Death Valley generation and the Volcano generation too is weird. It's really weird and has a bunch of issues. So
add that to the list.
It works, right? Functionally, it works. You are able to get through the valley and get to the palace, but sometimes it does weird stuff. Yeah.
I loved it. You guys thought you were going to get away with 2 spike tiles today. It's like, nah, you're going to do this spike tile twice. We're going to get all 3 of them in here, one way or another.
Yeah. Fairy was pretty castable. Well, it's pretty castable the first time through. It was really castable the second time through. So.
But other than that, I mean, you were not really. The only difference was that Tudor missed the medicine on Maze and had to go back and get it. And for everyone wanting to skip all the caldera, going south to north, everyone had to do it like 3 times each. So no one really saved any time there in the grand scheme of things. It was just that extra time spent, the Death Valley check being unsuccessful, and again having very early could have been that quick P1 dig for Ellendar there. But I mean, the other thing that could have cost Tudor is that the magic key was available in Sunken Peabag Cave, that could have been in a palace, right? So having missed medicine into fairy, that could have been very disastrous for Tudor, and having would have maybe set him back quite a bit at that point, because fairy obviously was not on the east, and so he would have seen that, not had access to the key, and then no keys in the drop pool, and then you would have been forced to go find Mito and be like, all right, where is this medicine, right? So that could have been again, disastrous from Tudor's side for routing, but it did all work out with the key in the overworld and that glove, that easy glove on the desert tile.
Yeah, I thought Fury was actually going to cost me on this seed, just because, like, I did find the second drop early, but at that point I had 0 lives, and only life 2. Like, as soon as I went in and saw what enemy it was some kind of lizard guy. I'm like, whatever color it is. And it's like, they're probably going to Oko me the moment if I touch them. I don't really want to risk it. And so that's why it was put off for so long. And I didn't really want to go back there. And it was kind of a bad spot behind an enemy encounter. So that's why it was put off for so long on my side. Like,
yeah, totally understandable. And it was, it could have been just a pea bag from your perspective. It could have been absolutely nothing. So leaving it could have been the play, saving a little bit of time. But then, of course, it costing you having to go back there again and then go into Mito, double dipping Mito. All this time, there was, you can be nitpicky and like try to calculate all the time lost for both runners here. It's just, it's dumb to do that because we're playing randomizers and we're running them in real time. But yeah, when you look at it, you're like, man, this was a bad play. I could have just done you could have even stepped into 2, gotten that attack level out of 2 really quick, if it was easy to do that, and then up an A and get your lives back, and then just check that drop again. And there were other options there, but you just kind of stepped away and went back to the west at that point. And yeah, almost cost you, but in the end you did get it, and it was good because of that fairy block in GP.
Yeah, there was a part of me thinking of skipping it, honestly. So like, it's going to be so bad to go back all the way to Maze Island and come all the way back through either Fairy Cave or Jump Cave. And so I didn't want to take a risk, honestly, because I've seen seats where Fairy is just not required for anything.
Exactly.
And then, like, oops, the room right before Dark, it seems to happen right before Darkling. Oops, the room right before Darkling requires Fairy. And it did on this seat. So I was feeling bad about that decision while I was running it. It wasn't until I found out that room was required that I'm like, okay, yeah, I did make the right decision to go back. I'm glad I did do that. Otherwise, I would have to go all the way back over there. And probably would have lost the race.
So before we ask the runners their final thoughts on all this, Gab, do you have any final thoughts on this seed?
My final thought is to ask for Tudor's final thoughts on his potential upcoming opponent, which is going to be the winner of the Cadbert Mirai that is going on. Mirai's up 1-0. Other than that, I am done.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to start with Ellendar here. So, Tudor, you get a chance to think about that for a moment, because Ellendar does. I want to end on a potential high note, not a low note of kicking Ellendar out of the tournament here. Ellendar, you're now eliminated from the tournament. You're eliminated from the tournament. How do you feel you did up to this point? Swiss was pretty good for you right out of the gate. Then it kind of turned down a little bit. You came out without a bye going in. Oh, no, you did have a bye.
Yeah,
you had a bye. My God, I'm looking at the bracket right now. You had a bye.
It's traditional. I don't win races in brackets in tournaments. This is how it works. I don't know. I feel like I did fine for not practicing at all, right? So my only sadness is that don't get to have the Ellendar Mirai match.
This is true. I was told verbatim. I will quote to suck it. And so I was looking forward to a match. Yes. He gets out of it now. He gets out of it. This is how he gets out. But I was also looking. We almost got it. We almost got it in Swiss, but then we didn't. And then we were potentially going to meet again here, or at least meet for the first time in brackets. But Tudor making sure that doesn't happen here tonight. But yeah. It's a little awkward. I'm obviously in the booth. Tudor, you don't have to talk me up. You can say, well, I'm going to crush whoever my next opponent is. And that's totally, I'm not going to respond at all. I will just write some notes and keep them close to my chest. Myself, Chadbert, are currently in our series. Unfortunately, slightly postponed until a few days from now until we get some replaced hardware. But yeah, upcoming opponents, myself or Chadbert, how do you feel about those two options?
I'm not going to say anything, honestly,
That is the right
because
answer.
this game is so crazy. Honestly, it's honestly, I have enjoyed this game a lot more than last year's, which is kind of funny, right? Because like at the very beginning when I first started playing Z2R, I was kind of not enjoying it because there were so many cheap deaths and stuff. And so I did want to say this to Ellendar. Thank you for fixing a lot of the problems I felt like Z2R had specifically.
Yeah, cool. Please look forward to future fixes when I get around to releasing 4.3 in 2 years, apparently.
You've got 72 hours.
Somebody keeps submitting more tickets, and
Yeah.
Well, if the candle isn't P6 today, weird. To say the
That
least.
one's good for this though.
That one's. I really have to look. I've not looked into that one at all. I've got world generation issues still, so. And it gives it being out of the tournament gives me more time to do that sort of stuff. Though I am on vacation next week, so.
There you go. Take it easy. I can't believe Mirai didn't say this, but congratulations on Tudor. You took Ellendar to school and knocked him out of the tournament.
I'm trying to be neutral here.
You are not.
Absolutely.
I don't think I've won
professionalism.
I don't think I've won a brackets race in like 3 tournaments. So it's not. I mean, great job. I mean, he definitely CS Tutor. You know, you did really good, but also, I could try to play the game a little bit better.
Thanks.
Ellendar has a hex on him. Yeah, so anyway, I'm hoping Chadbert knocks me out. So you might be playing Chadbert. So the sooner I get knocked out of the tournament, the sooner I can go back to playing my beloved Max Rando seeds. So yeah, if Chadbert doesn't do it, we might get a chance to meet up here, and then maybe you can do it and move on to semifinals from there. So yeah, GG's to both runners tonight. Good luck to Tudor moving forward. I think that is going to be it from us. Thanks for ZSR putting on the restream. Golden Devil, all yours.
Yeah, GG's to Tudor and Ellendar. And thank you to our tracker, TAH, and our commentators, Mirai and Gobwan. We don't have anything else tonight, but there's some more Z2 Vanilla and Z2R coming up over the next few days, so stay tuned to the ZSR channels. It is a bit of a quieter weekend here on ZSR with some events going on. With that, we're going to go raid Why Must You Hate Me, who's doing some vanilla Zelda 2 runs. Thanks everyone for watching, and have a good night.